Futures trading involves risk and is not suitable for all investors. Content provided in this segment is meant for educational purposes and is not a solicitation to buy or sell commodities.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk. I'm Cody. He is Andy. It is the 19th of November, 2025. Just about 9:39 in the Eastern Time, 8:39 Central Time. Bright and early. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I just had school drop off, and the vice principal, he always wears his camel hat on Hope Day. So, you know,
Good
if you
day
remember
for
those
it.
commercials. I don't know if you remember those
I do.
commercials from back in the day, like Mike.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
He doesn't. He doesn't.
For Tech Talk?
He didn't. Vice principal did not have the charts for Tech Talk, unfortunately. I
Man.
should ask him the next time. I'm always
You
just
should.
like, I always like his hat. This is his camel hat. Something hat.
You should.
Mike. Are you growing in the winter beard?
I am, dude. I'm thinking about getting a cut, though. I'm gonna have to cut it here pretty soon. It's getting long.
You know, it's Frito pie weather, by the way.
It is Frito pie weather. It is.
So, I mean, you don't want to get any like Frito pie, like, you know, stuck in there or whatever.
Right.
That's
It's-
not good.
It is that time of year. The summer is definitely behind us, and winter is knocking on the door.
Winter is coming. You're still working on episode 1, season 1.
Don't spoil it.
No spoiler, Game of Thrones. Winter's coming.
Don't
Don't
spoil that
spoiler
movie.
alert. Spoiler alert. It's a
Don't
show,
you
by
do
the
that.
way, but who's counting?
Start ours.
All right. Speaking of putting some, I don't know, some beef in your Frito pie. You had a request, didn't you?
We had one request. Buddy Kyle here in Michigan wanted to look at March feeders.
Your friend Kyle from Michigan wanted to look at March feeders. Okay. Well, this is March feeders. First of all, what a great example of a breakaway gap right here.
It was.
you remember
You called
correctly,
that.
that was-
called that one too.
You remember that was the evening that the Trump tweeted, you know, like beef prices have to go down. The next day was just limit. But breakaway gaps are, you know, essentially what they're supposed to be is like you have, you know, obviously a big trend, and then it's like the beginning, it's an abrupt beginning of a new trend. And it's usually facilitated by like some sort of news item. You see them a lot in stocks, right? Like, you know, there's not supposed to be great earnings or something like that, and earnings are really good, and you know, you get this breakaway gap. So these are not meant to be filled. So we talk a lot about like filling gaps, but this one in particular, I would not expect to see this one get filled. So, but here and now, this is all of a sudden turned into a very dicey trade, right? I mean, it was a free fall. You had a great bear flag right here, right? This guy right here facilitated more weakness. But now, I mean, you're struggling to get through this 310 once, twice, thrice, trying to get through it. Can't do it. And now, like this is kind of the best that the Bears are able to put up with right here, right here. Oh, look at that! Isn't that fun? Like that.
I mean, we had been
Let's see
in
if I
this
can-
trend for a while where we were making some lower highs, and all of a sudden now, over the past 2-3 days, it seems like it's kind of reversed itself a little bit. At least pumped the
Mhm.
brakes a little bit harder.
Pump the brakes. That's an excellent way to put that. Maybe we make that the title of today. Pump the brakes. But yeah, I mean, like you had again multiple tries to get through 310, couldn't do it. You had this big day. What was this? 2 days ago. So this candle
Monday.
today. This one right here is today's candle.
Correct.
It's live. So this is Monday. Yeah. So this is Monday session, and it was up a little over 5. But since then, the Bears really haven't put up much of a fight. So that's actually that's a healthy sign of strength, or potential strength, right? So it's just like I said, it's just kind of got dicey all of a sudden, right? You had a clear break, had the breakaway gap, you know, you had this pennant made, and it just turned into a free fall, bear flag, and now all of a sudden you've got good support at 310, and the Bears aren't putting up much of a fight here anymore.
Well, it
What
seems
else?
like yesterday you kind of got out of that trend of falling a little bit lower. I mean, you've broken out of it this morning. So, do you move the trend? Do you move the goalpost a little bit, or is this just a place where you say, hey, if you're short, you might want to liquidate some of these positions and wait to see what happens?
I think that's it. You know, if you've caught any amount of this right here, this is starting to tell you like, hey, you know, this is starting to get a little bit tight. If you're let's say you're short features, right? If it were me, I'd be looking at trying to take ownership of like a 310 to 308 put or something that like, you know, you break through 310 and then start like you open lower the next day, like then you probably get some more acceleration down and you want to catch that, right? But being short futures here, now, especially after multiple attempts to get through this price point and failing to do so, like it's a little concerning if I were short for sure. So yeah, I mean, I guess what would be the surprise is that there's so much news right now around, it just seems like everybody wants beef down, right? Like the president, he made his tweets and talking about easing tariffs and there's all these plans to try to get beef down. So what would the surprise be is if it perks right back up.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll see. But this 310 area, big area right here. I think like I said, if you're looking to be short, you want more confidence in the position, you probably want to see it close below that and then it open lower the next day.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's all I got.
Perfect.
Great request, Kyle.
It's a great one. We appreciate it.
How about that? Let's revisit another one since we're talking about, spending and, all that stuff, right? Grocery bills, etc. This is the Dees. So I call the SPOO and like I didn't know. So I didn't know this at the time, but Joe was telling me that this is what they always used to call it on the floor, the SPOO. And it was because like people would call it that because where you started like he was started at the time, it was always the September contract. And so it was the SPU. U is the letter for September. And so everybody called it the SPOO or something like, oh, okay. So we just learn something there. But I spell it differently. I spell SPOO.
Little history lesson.
Hang on. Little history lesson. I'm going to change it just for Joe.
Little history.
Wherever you are, Joe. There you go. So, we talked about this last time. Big uptrend. First time in a long time that we've seen a lower high. If you can't see it, there's step one. Kind of liking these like circle things that they installed, by the way. It's kind of cool. You can like make them bam. So right there, lower high. And not only that, but you've also like in the attempt to come back, you had this candle. And let's kind of zoom in for a second. You had, oh please, bam, this guy right there. You could call that a hammer, right? You had a big intraday attempt to break and fail to do so. I mean, and was that Friday? Yeah, that was that Friday where it was, I think at one point it was down like 85 handles or something like that. And then it rallied back to being, settled 6 higher on the day. So it had like a, just an obnoxious range. 100-point range in the SPOO, that's what, $5,000 a contract? If I do some quick little, I mean, that's what you're calling like $3 a 100-weight in milk or something like that. I mean, it's a massive, when you think about how big this move is right here. And so like, and look at this move, 184. That's 2x that. So like it's a big contract. It's moving around and it's got these big daily ranges. What stuck out to me was you had this higher high or lower high, and you tried to bounce off of this big, had a huge bounce off the low, and then are back through it. So, it's usually like, I had somebody tell me this once, it's usually not the first trip to a price that kind of makes people nervous. It's the second trip. And so we took a shot at getting below the 6,700, failed. And now we're back below this low of 66.55 last traded price. Okay, 66.70, but you did get it settled below that low. So this is a little concerning. And what also is interesting too is, hang on, this is a monthly. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in a row after having that big dipsy do in April. Remember that? That was like the whole like, they announced all the tariffs and all that stuff.
Everything got
clobbered.
And
so yeah, but it came well off the lows, right? And so since then, we've had 6 months in a row of pretty like strong price action, right? And so now this will be the first time, potentially, right? Assuming we round the month out here, but we'll settle below the open of the previous month. And so that I think is also a bit, it's alarming, right? But you could take this thing back to what, 6,200, 6,185 right here, and you could still technically be in an uptrend.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
all in all, I mean, yeah, this thing could set back and still be trending higher.
Right.
So this could get, we talk about this one a lot because of like, wealth effect stuff, right? People's, if people feel like they're not making money or losing money in stocks or, whatever, they tend to tighten the belt. So we'll see. I don't know, what do you think, boss? You buying stocks? You selling stocks?
Pretty heavily. Yeah.
You were close, I'm guessing, the mug, by the way, the group mug, the movie that it's
I was
from.
close.
You were close. In the pre-show, you were close. You got that there was a raccoon in the movie. So I'll give you that.
I was close. I'm getting there.
All right.
Getting better.
You're getting there. Last but not least. So we're reviewing this one. We're bringing it back. This is Cody's Call. $16.18 settlement. We started pricing on Monday. What do you think, boss?
Yes. Well,
you're still $16.18.
Yeah, I'm still gonna stick with my 16.18. Still sticking with 16.18 at this point.
All right. If it settles at $16.18, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I might just lose my mind. Like, that could be it. We're renaming the show Cody's Corner.
Show.
Like Cody's Show, Cody's Corner. I like Cody's Corner better, but whatever you want to name it, because like it would be, I don't know. I just don't know what I would say to it. Or just be like, it's gonna settle 16.19 or something, 16.17, and there's gonna be like a revision like the next week that would have made it 16.18, but that's not where it settled. So, yeah, okay. So we obviously know where you think this is going,
right? Yeah.
Chart
doesn't feel very bullish.
And like, so we've talked about it a little bit before where it's, I think to me, I think the struggle is going to be to get where you're talking about is getting the NAS down and EPSR.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen how that has been a struggle to break. So we'll see as we get through the November pricing, the actual November NAS prints, whether or not that actually starts to see weakness, right? It's the first time we've seen cheese below 160. What does that print in the NAS? That's going to be the big question. What does whey do? So I think at the very least, we got to go back and test all this noise. I'm not on board with your 16.18 settlement, mainly because I think that I think the NAS is going to struggle to really like see enough weakness to get here. I don't doubt that you can go, we can keep breaking and stuff like that. It's just that's where I'm a little bit hesitant. That said, huge volume yesterday, not huge, but I mean we had some good volume yesterday, and came off the highs, opened lower today. Not a ton. Where are we at right now? It's 29 cars. Okay, that's nothing. But still, like we had a big volume day yesterday and rejected that. So that's typically, that's not a good sign for the contract, I guess is my point.
It doesn't feel very bullish right now. It just doesn't seem bullish.
You just got that loving feeling.
Well, if we would have.
When was the last time you were bullish on anything?
What's that? Nah, well, I mean, right now, I just don't feel like there's a whole lot to be bullish on. So changing the perspective a little bit.
Changing the perspective a little bit. You have.
I'm still gonna hang on to my.
For all of our loyal fans, Cody's unfamiliar with the right side of the mouse. The right side of the mouse is used for selling. If you right click, you pull up a sell ticket.
Right.
So if he's able to pull up his mouse and show us, it's probably just like highly like used and dented on the left side. Look at that. You can't even see the left side of the mouse. It's been used so much.
It's all shiny. It's been used too much.
So
now we've turned seller.
Okay. Like I said. So shoes on the, let's say we whip down to like 1575 trade Ds. You're a buyer though?
I'd be a buyer. If you're short futures at that time, I'd get out. Look at buying puts maybe, or just get out and let it settle. Okay, so to settle 1579, 1575, you got to have NAS cheese in that $1.45 ish.
I mean, you got to. Well, a lot of it will depend on dry whey, which is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like where whey is trading right now.
What's that movie, Zoolander? It's so hot right now.
So hot right now.
Very hot market.
Very hot. I mean, for sure, right? And whey is going to make the settlements pretty tricky, right? I mean, because we're actually seeing a ton of volatility in there, and the futures are responding. Do we see the NAS respond to? But yeah, like to me, I'm not going to disagree with you that this feels weak. It feels like it wants to roll over a little bit. I just question the ability to get a sub 16 quarter settle into the NAS. That's all. But we'll see. I mean, like I said, I have this feeling that we're going to settle $16.16. And then the next week for the first like January print, they're going to do a revision from the previous week to make it settle 16.18.
Yeah.
So
usually happens.
But yes, I'm not going to disagree with you. This feels weak. It feels weak here. Sell the 16 quarter straddle.
So
That's what Cody's doing.
quarters.
Sell that straddle. Pin it. Pin it at 18, and then you'll give up 7 ticks on a settlement, but you'll make like 75.
Exactly.
It's best trade in the
That's
board
the
right now,
goal.
according to Cody.
Open the goal.
All right, there you go. That's all I got.
Awesome. All right, my friend. Well, we appreciate you diving into those charts. Kyle, we appreciate you calling in. We wanted to look at a little feeder cattle. What's up?
By the way, I did have something else. So I did sign up for that race. I'm going to put you on the spot in front of all of our loyal fans. Did you sign up?
Is that the Wisconsin one?
Uh-huh.
All right, so we're making it publicly known of what. So now we
Publicly
have
known. Yeah. Well, I mean,
All
I'm
right.
signed up.
All right,
I'm
so
doing
I'll sign
like
up. So
public or
in
not. I'm doing it.
Hold on. So we should tell folks what we're doing. So in September, next September,
Mm-hmm.
2026, we are going to Wisconsin to run an
Madison,
Ironman.
Wisconsin.
Madison,
Yep,
Wisconsin.
We're going to do the Ironman triathlon.
We're doing the Ironman triathlon.
Weekend of September. Oh gosh, weekend of September 13th. That's my wedding anniversary. I already signed up. I've already signed up for the race. I should probably tell my wife. Yeah, that's the weekend though. September 12th, 13th.
All right. So this is a public call out for
You're supposed to have signed up by now. Registration's already it's open.
As soon as we are off this show, I will get signed up. I will bring proof with me to the next show. And
those of us,
I will get signed up.
those of you that are, in and around the Madison area, second week of September, Cody and I will be there.
We're doing this. We're doing the Wisconsin Ironman.
Signed up, dude. Like
all right.
That's it. I'm hoping there's a we in this sentence, not just the I. Like this isn't. I mean, maybe you've seen The Big Lebowski. This isn't the editorial we. Okay, this isn't the royal we.
We. The royal we.
We're talking about the real we.
All right.
Okay?
As soon as we get off this show, I will get signed up and send proof, and I'll bring it to the show next time. I'm good. We'll do it. Let's do it.
All right. So we'll do this. It's on Saturday. It's on Saturday.
We're doing the Ironman.
All right. So it's the half one, by the way, 70.3. We're going to sign up for the 70.3. So
okay. All right.
We'll do the full. We'll do the full in Arizona. How's that? That's in November.
All right. That's the deal.
You take swim lessons yet or what? You need to learn how to swim.
A lot of this is running through my head of things I got to get prepared in the next 12 months. So I'm very excited.
Write that down.
But
all right, that's all I got.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you watching. Tune in next time. I'll bring proof of the Ironman sign up, and you can follow. We'll make a chart of Andy and I's training and how we do during the Ironman, and go through it after we're done, I guess. But with that, thank you for tuning in. Tell all your friends. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.